Howdy, and welcome to the Lunch Table Podcast. A podcast where us two intelligent folk go over very fun and wonderful things.
Like blowing things.
Mm-hmm. And French fried taters. So, let me introduce your two hosts for this evening. First, my right-hand man, my co-host himself, Drew. I like to hide jelly beans in my belly button. Watsonizer.
Only jelly bellies. There is no generic that enter this body.
Okay, well, you know what? All I'm gonna say is anyone who doesn't have a friend like Drew, you're missing out. I just punched the side of him like a vending machine, and a jelly bean comes out. If you ever need a snack,
Right.
he's got you.
I always have fresh from under cheese.
Ooh. It's like a beer cheese, but more potent.
Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Ew.
And Nakayu loves the beer cheese. That's right. Your host with the most.
Tofu in his veins.
I'm a soy boy. I'm a soy boy.
The main fact here is I've never ingested tofu. Knowingly.
Big point, knowingly. If I knew it was in there, I wouldn't have ate it.
So you could have eaten it once.
Right.
And been above me. Unless my whole fucking...
I don't know if I've ever just ate tofu, but I know I've tried like fake meats and stuff before, so I'm willing to bet I've ate it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's right. Your host, Carl Jones. I was vegan for a little.
Right.
I didn't trust cheese, Drew. Cheese.
You bastard.
Let's
You don't deserve to live.
Let's get into it. Welcome to the newsroom, Num Nums.
Whoa. Bum bum.
Bum bum. That's right. With your anchor, Carl Jones, and co-anchor, Drew Watsonizer.
That's me.
That's right, boys. Oh,
Carl, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing okay. You know what? Even though inflation has gone up and everything costs more and more, and somehow no one wants to pay anymore, I still find a will to wake up in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not intentionally.
Just happens on accident.
It just happens. I just can't willingly give in, I don't think. How was your evening?
Oh, it was boring.
That is wonderful.
Right.
The true American dream.
I waited on you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I did sleep all day.
Because you were up playing video games.
I was. I got hyper-focused. We talked about this, my ADD.
Yes.
And then I got hyper-focused. And then next thing I knew, I looked at the time. I'm like, oh, God, it's 5 o'clock.
Damn.
You know, it just all flew by, dude.
I felt bad messaging you at like 11:30.
No, you kind of broke me, and that was good because then I went and got something to eat. Because, like, I completed all the side missions, all the little collecting things.
You fucking nerd.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I got hyper... It's such an old game, too.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get hyper-focused on dumb shit.
Yeah.
But as you heard earlier, this is our newsroom Num Num segment, where if anyone used to listen, we would do news all the time. We cut it back because it's kind of hard to keep up with and whatnot. But every now and then, we still hear a lot of funny stories and things that we want to go over. So
funny is relevant here.
Yeah, it was funny to me, in my dark sense of humor. But so we thought, you know, let's bring it back every now and then. This is one of the times we figured we'd tickle ourselves with these news stories.
There's death and theft and more theft, and potentially even more death.
I like that. Those things make me laugh. Okay? Trey said it last week. This is the reject table.
Right.
It's probably the reason we're not well liked. You make jokes about death, people get upset.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Drew.
Yo.
What did, do you ever have a dream of being like an athlete of some sort? Or.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sumo wrestler.
Really? A sumo wrestler?
I'm on that way.
Ooh. Seriously. You ever have a dream of playing a sport?
No.
No? What about being a cool action star?
Yes.
Okay,
Actually,
like,
you know that.
Like a
You know that
spy?
specifically that I do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the action dreams that I have you as my main bad guy.
I know. I don't.
As the villain.
As the yang to your yin.
You are my John Travolta to my Hugh Jackman.
And in those fantasies, I'm assuming that you're like well trained.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and
Oh yeah.
You know who you're looking for.
I drive a white BMW.
Wow. Wow.
That was just one.
That was just one.
But it was a thing.
That was funny.
I think it was before you even got your car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, you can see into the future.
I guess
Kinda
I can.
like Raven.
I mean, I kind of can already see in the future. You always talked about me having a superpower.
Yeah, you get deja vu all the
Yeah,
time.
I get deja vu a lot.
A lot. And it usually comes from your dreams.
Yeah.
You see into the future, I'm telling you.
Dude, I had a couple deja vu that actually haven't come true recently. Thank God they haven't come true. My boss, like, the deja vu is that my boss comes in and says, "Hey, Drew, you're fired." So I'm glad that, like, the last 3 haven't came true because that's what they were.
It's coming.
Oh, shit.
It's coming, buddy. So, in those dreams, and while you were being this professional killer,
Yeah.
did you ever happen to shoot wrong people?
That's not exactly where my mind goes to. You, as the villain, have shot wrong people.
Yeah, but I'm an evil guy who's probably just trying to cause chaos. Right?
Yeah,
you're a hired gun, basically.
Yeah, you were in an AC-130 gunship shooting down at me, speeding on a highway in a white BMW. You killed a lot of other people.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I have the
That you
whole
think of me like-
transcript. I have it.
It's going to be a movie. It's awesome that you think of me in that way in your dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let that go. But this kind of falls in. I wanted to bring all that up because this falls into our first story here in Youngstown. You want to go ahead and
hit him with the newsreel?
Yeah, I always wanted to be, by the way. I told you once when I was young I wanted to be an FBI agent.
Oh, yeah.
And so I thought about doing that. Then, like, I would watch animes and shit. I'd be like, ooh, being a hitman might be cool.
Verdict reached in deadly Youngstown gas station shooting.
Ooh. So, Youngstown, we've talked about.
Yep.
We talked about the guy that showed us his shin that was bleeding all over the place. And he's like, yeah, I just got shot.
Where I went to school, yes.
Yeah. Had one of the best space programs.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, in the area, but yeah. Jurors today in Mahoning County Common Pleas of Court have found a man guilty in a June shooting at a South Side gas station. Same Bird, 69. Nice. Was found guilty of aggravated murder in a shooting death at a Shell gas station.
Can I be aggravated if I'm dead? Is that a real charge?
But the biggest point about this is that it was most likely a case of mistaken identity.
So what happened, from what I read, it was around 3 a.m.
Yep.
Some dude was parked outside a gas station.
Yep.
The killer, Bird here, who's at 69 years old, pretty old,
Right.
to be a hitman, runs up to this window and basically just shoots in it and kills the man.
Right.
Now, they identified him by his sneakers. I'm not sure if it said anything about that.
It did not say anything about his sneakers. Why did it identify him about his sneakers? Were they, like, good?
They were a certain type of shoe. I guess the cop was saying he watched the tape over and over and over to try to identify the guy. And the first thing he noticed was the certain brands of shoes that he knew Bird wore. That he knew that guy wore.
Huh.
So he's like, oh, that's coincidental. And even when they picked him up, he had the same shoes on. And
one of the things it says, while they found a fresh cigarette butt on the pavement where the car had been parked, when it was tested, DNA on the cigarette had matched Bird's.
Ooh.
So they got him with DNA too.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, ouch. You know, it never said in anything that I read, but it seemed like they already knew this gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they already knew about him or something, or he's caused problems before, because to identify him like that by his shoes. Oh, I know whose shoes those are.
Prosecutors never mentioned a motive during the trial. However, the assistant prosecutor said that Black might have been shot in a case of mistaken identity. Unfortunately, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The man should have retired.
Yeah.
You have one job. One job.
So your theory is that this guy, who is well known, was a hitman in the area.
Yeah.
Was paid off, got a little bit of dementia due to his old age because he had been doing it for so long.
I think,
and then shot the wrong person.
I think he got comfortable. Okay. I think he's been doing it so long. He's one of them old guys who's like, I know what I'm doing and whatnot, right?
Okay.
And I think what happened was the guy pulled up in the same car that he probably was told his target was driving.
Oh.
And instead of double checking or checking anything else, because he's been getting away with it, he was like, screw it, let me bam, 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 bam. And really, they do it where he did it.
Or maybe
in shoes that you wear all the time.
He was too confident.
Yeah, that's what it is. He was getting away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a reason, like I said when I was reading it, there's a reason these cops could identify the man on some blurry-ass camera.
Right.
They know him.
Yeah, they had to have known him for something.
Right. So I don't know if they know he was up to stuff. They could just never prove it. And now they just got over cocky, and in his old age, he finally kind of hung himself. And to do it in front of a new gas station, because it was a Shell gas station, which are usually newer.
Yeah.
And in the Youngstown area, every gas station has cameras. Most of them have bulletproof glass. They have cameras.
Yes.
They have cameras.
Right.
The Quickie Mart? Come on, got some cameras. Hello, welcome to the Quickie Mart.
Oh.
That's what? The dude he literally had, what are they called?
A turban?
He literally had a turban.
Not on The Simpsons, he didn't.
No. The Quick Mart down in Youngstown. He walked in there and there was some one-tooth guy with a turban. Hello, welcome to Quick Mart. And that's just the gentleman. That's who he was.
So one of the things, you had saw this on the news, and one of the reasons that you were brought towards it is that the mother of the person that got shot actually was giving her 2 cents on everything.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She was, okay, so it really wasn't what she said, but how she said it. She said it so nonchalantly. She walked up there and she was like, yeah, my son had a lot going for him. He had a wife. He started having kids and doing this. And I just really think he was a hired man who shot the wrong person. She said it just like that.
No remorse whatsoever.
Right. Not sad. Like, she's completely over it.
Jeez.
And it just stunned me. And then it cracked me up that, just a hired gunman who the one job is know who you're killing.
Right.
Come on. That's a big part of the job is knowing the target.
Yeah.
And you just shoot some wrong dude.
I mean, there could be a lot of things to it. Per se, you said maybe he was in the same make and model vehicle, the one that he was looking for. But maybe it was the actual car that he was looking for, but somebody else took it out. Maybe he was supposed to kill the mom, and the mom was going to take out the car.
Oh, that's why she knows.
Right.
That's why she knows.
Dude,
you figured something out.
Dude.
Oh, man. Contact the Youngstown police. We solved murder.
I have information that may lead to...
Dude, you know who else is a constant professional who can solve a lot of issues and problems?
Who's that?
Our sports guy.
Sports guy?
Yeah, Francis Von Dix. Thanks, guys. Francis Von Dix with sports. As you can see, this sports team won the Super Bowl. What amazing sport team with this logo and colors. Good for them. But, you want to know the sad thing? Sad thing is, my Browns didn't even make the playoffs, let alone sniff anywhere near the Super Bowl. And worst of all is Miles. Miles is now hurt. What? How do they want me to enjoy the Super Bowl or any foosball anymore, knowing that my team will never succeed? I am done with them. Okay, no, I'm not. I lied. I'm sorry. Please take me back. Please back to you guys. Please take me back. Well, that was nice. He seems a little irritated. But, buddy, there's always next year.
Always next year.
Always next year.
Isn't that right, Carl?
Yes. You know, Browns fans, the best person to date. We don't expect a ring. We're used to heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that right, Drew?
Since I was a kid.
Yep.
I never let people know that I was a Browns fan for a long time. Then I met him, and he kind of pulled it out of me, among other things, like my demon.
I do that I convert a lot of people to Brownieism.
No, I was a Browns fan before that.
No, that's true. I converted like my brother.
Before I met you, I had an entire grouping of Browns clothing.
Is there a reason why?
Most of them were passed downs from my brothers.
There you go.
But I had a Tim Couch jersey, which at the time fit.
Dude, there's a picture of you on the fridge upstairs where you're skinnier than both Jared and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, right after wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at you like, damn.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I thought, I was like, if I could go back in time.
That's the Drew that I would plow.
Yes. I didn't have to say it. I think you were of age.
No.
16
I was
in the
17.
state of PA.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird Pennsylvania.
Statutory.
Talking about weird things happening. What's our next story?
Everybody's favorite feline frenzy, Tiger King, is in the news again.
So this happened during the great
COVID.
The great cough, as I call it. So during the great cough, everybody locked their doors and stayed inside, and it hit at the right time.
Right,
it captured
dude. Tiger King
everybody's.
came out exactly when it needed to.
Yeah, if it came out any other time, it wouldn't have been as popular.
No.
But because it came out when everyone was locked up from the great cough, it took off. And then one of the people inside this documentary, who's not the main star, but she became very,
pretty
very
prevalent.
popular,
Yeah,
was this Carol Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin.
And now if you haven't watched the documentary, go watch it. But she ended up having a rich husband, and then he goes missing.
Yeah,
and
in like the 80s or something.
Yeah, for a long time. And everyone speculated that she killed him and fed him to the taggers. So here we are. She's back in the news. So let's see. Did they actually get her for the death of her husband?
So this headline reads, Carol Baskin's missing husband's lawyer claims his will as a forgery because of a puzzling disappearance clause.
Ooh.
That one was a tongue twister.
Yeah, that's a very lengthy title.
Don Lewis left his home on August 18th, 1997, and was never seen or heard from again. Again, all this is in the documentary and things like that.
Yeah, Tiger King.
The next day, his van was found in a private airport. An investigation was launched into a wildlife sanctuary that he ran with his wife to Costa Rica, and that he was holding $5 million behind, and that most of his estate was left to Carol Baskin. So when you kind of put two and two together, follow the breadcrumb trail, he disappeared, presumably dead, dealt with a lot of big cats, like tigers and stuff, and all of a sudden, Carol Baskins became rich.
Yeah, all of a sudden, she gets all his money.
Right.
As soon as he signs everything, because I think they signed a will or something, and then he goes missing.
Yeah.
So then she gets all of it, right after the will,
right.
And yada yada.
So during an interview in 2021 on ITV's This Morning, Baskins revealed that Tiger King Season 2 produced a letter from the Department of Homeland Security that claimed Don Lewis was found alive and well.
Wow, what?
At least as of 2002.
So in 2002, he was found.
At least in 2002, he was alive. 5 years after people presumed he was found dead, he was alive and well, found by the Department of Homeland Security.
Anyone who watched the documentary, he was kind of a bachelor, right? Was what they showed. He'd run around, get his feet wet with things, spend his money how he wanted. He gets this young lady named Carol because they met when she was very young. She's a crazy bitch.
Yeah,
100%. You can just feel the energy come across the TV, and you're like, I do not want to be by this bitch. And somehow she convinces him into marriage or something, long-term relationship, and then she wants him to buy all these taggers and start a zoo and shit. Like, dude, it's one thing. Because when you're dating someone, it's one thing when they come up and they want a stupid pet. It happens every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 cats upstairs.
Yeah, one from the first girl, one from the second.
See? Or, like, they'll come up to you and go, I want a pig. Or a goat. Oh, can we have a goat? You know? And you got to look at them and go, no. Have you ever taken care of a goat? Well, no. You know? So, dealing with that is a headache. Now dealing with the bitch who's going, let's buy a tagger. Okay, not just a tagger. Let's buy 20 taggers.
I mean,
I understand why this dude was like, how the fuck do I get out of here? I just want to leave. I want to leave, talk to nobody, have to deal with 0 taggers. I don't want to talk about just Carol Baskin, bitch, no more. How do I disappear? I mean, dude, and I bet she nagged like a motherfucker.
oh, dude, she had to.
She had to nag like a motherfucker. I don't know why you haven't got this done yet. Why haven't you got this done? You know, my taggers need this, and my taggers need that. And you know how much meat I gotta have? So they found him to any update on him at all?
He apparently has given out money to other people in the area of Costa Rica, and has made enough on his return on investments that he can live comfortably down there.
Just a businessman through and through.
Yeah.
He gave it all up going, I can do it again.
So, well, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. That's a ballsy move.
So when he left, there was like $1 million that was not recovered or whatever. There was missing $1 million.
Okay.
He took that money down to Costa Rica with him and started,
Investments.
doing it all over again.
Yeah.
And now can live comfortably to the point where he can still kind of be invisible.
Dude, he made it again.
He did it again.
That guy's a pro.
Dude, he probably has another nagging wife down there.
Oh, 100%.
He's going to be coming back to
but
U.S.
At least she's got some sexy curves. Carol was,
I mean, she was kind of a looker. Let's
look her up. She lost her looks, I'll tell you that. They went quick. Crazy ruins you quick in the face. It does. Crazy ruins you quick. You get all those weird lines and stuff, and that smile. Once you start doing that creepy smile where your eyes are hollow, it's fucked.
Crow's feet. Isn't it crow's feet?
No, not crow's feet. I mean, you do get wrinkles by your eyes.
I mean, she did look good, kind of young.
Yeah, that's what I mean, young, but
not the left bit.
She looked okay young, but
Yeah.
she did not. She
had the
aged like bread.
She she had the crazy eyes from a very young age.
Oh yeah, but the thing that when she was younger, he probably liked it because gonna sound misogynistic, but it was a young, tight girl. Even though she was crazy, she's probably willing to do some crazy shit in the bedroom.
Dude. She was probably up there on the scale.
Oh yeah, but he was like, "Oh, I'll stick it out because she's willing to make noises during the bedroom." You know, and then a couple years of it, he's like, "How the fuck do I get out of here?" She aged bad, crazy ruined her. She has this crazy enemy now, named the Tiger King. Who just fucks all his guy employees.
There was a rumor that he had seen the show, but mind you, the show came out like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He had just saw the show like 6 months ago or something like that.
Okay. Damn. Carol Baskins. I hope you you gotta look in the mirror. Take a look at yourself, dude. Well, do we got anything we kind of went on a man rant there for a second about girlfriends. I'm just saying, I feel for the dude.
I think this might be time to bring back something.
Uh-oh.
Might be the D.
The daily
Dose
of
dumb. Okay.
We need a banner, dude.
Right.
Drew, in editing, make a banner. I'm looking right at you when you're editing. Not now. I'm looking at the future, Drew. Make a banner.
It drops down. Confetti drops on us.
Yeah, however, dude, that's future work you're making for yourself. That's just...
Headline reads, former school administrator accused of stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
Okay, dude. I'm sorry. We've eaten. Okay, maybe we're skewed in lunch.
Hey man, inflation's a bitch.
Yes, we mentioned that earlier, but maybe we got a skewed point on this on lunch food, because when we were growing up in lunch, it was all healthy because of Michelle Obama. You bitch. I was about to get milkshakes in high school. I was ready for that lunch.
Instead, I had red Slurpees.
Not even. We didn't even get Slurpees.
I had it for a little while.
Oh yeah, you got there before me.
A year.
My years when they changed it, and it was all health stuff, and it was stupid because you couldn't get any snacks anymore. John Heyman couldn't get us any candy no more, No one could help us out in any way with the delicious candy part of it, but yet they would have fucking vending machines with any kind of goddamn pop you wanted.
Yep, it's because the pop people paid them off.
Yeah, Michelle Obama, thank you for your health advice. That goes to show you, just because you're married to someone doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about. If
I don't know that I would have made that connection to begin with.
She did it because she felt she was the first woman, so she felt she had to have a directive.
Yeah.
Okay, just because you're married to a surgeon doesn't mean I'm going to let you do surgery on me.
I don't know. Depends on how good of a surgeon you are.
No. No. Get on with the story. Get on with our ruined lunch. I guess where I was trying to go. I'm sorry. I just fucked everything up. But the food wasn't that great. So why would you steal any chicken wings? Right? Am I not was the food so great that you would have stolen it?
Okay, there's a couple things that I might have stolen.
Okay.
Like the gyros, those were fucking delicious.
No. They're the best thing they had there. And we drowned them in ranch.
Yes, we did.
So we like the ranch.
Okay. All right,
Which
so I would have stolen $1.5 million worth of ranch.
No, you wouldn't have, because they watered down the ranch. So the first can, you would have been like, oh, this doesn't taste the same. It's like you're missing the water where they thinned it out.
The state's attorney for Cook County, very close to where I lived, Illinois, has charged a former public school worker with stealing, this is a staggering number, 11,000 cases of chicken wings.
So years. Years
and other food items worth $1.5 million in an alleged embezzlement scheme that took place over a span of 2 years. That's like filling your SUV every day.
I know, and no one said shit. No. So, okay. Here's my thing. If he was going in there, or she, I don't know if it's man or woman, was going in there, and they were taking these are about to be non-usable, and instead of throwing these away, let me take them home. That's one thing. But in 2 years, I don't feel like that's what you were doing. Look, are you selling these on the black market? Are you how many kids do they have? How many mouths do they got to feed? And you're an administrator.
Probably.
An administrator makes good money. Our administrators did. But then again, our teachers made almost freaking 3 figures. Or 6 figures, not 3. Right. 6 figures.
I'm going to do some math here.
Okay. So how are you doing this math? What are you adding up and why?
I'm taking how many days there are actually in the year that she would have been able to do this, because you couldn't come in on the weekends. So 365 divided by 0.71, which gives you... That's not right.
So you're trying to take however many days, 365 days, divide it by the opportunity she had, and then you're trying to figure out how many boxes she would have to take a day to get to the 11. Okay.
So 260 times that by 2 for 2 years, so 518. So 11,000 divided by 600.
So 600 is how many days?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did we get to 600? Because we took out all the weekends.
Yeah.
And now this is also
500 days.
We're not including any of the holidays and stuff they would have off.
Yeah.
So whatever number you come up with, she would still have to take more than that.
Yes.
22.
22 boxes a day. She would have to take 22 boxes home with her per day.
How do you get away with that? 22 boxes. That's pretty noticeable.
Of chicken wings, yeah. And other things.
And other things.
Showed
but
other
it said
food
mainly chicken wings. And chicken wings are a cheap item. So
No, chicken wings have gone up in the last 2 years, man.
They used to be. They're like the shit part of the bird, though.
But people love them, man.
The bars love them.
Yeah, the restaurants have increased the prices of chicken wings. The grocery stores have increased prices. You used to be able to get like a 10-pound bag of chicken wings for like, I don't know, $12 or something like that.
I always like getting the whole ones.
The whole chickens?
The whole wings. That are like, instead of just a drumstick or whatever, they actually have the joint in them. And then you cook them that way, then break them up. Oh, yeah.
On January 26, Vera Liddell, 66, a former director of food services for Harvey School, was charged with felony offenses of continuing financial crime enterprise and Class X felony theft with more than $1 million, which carries a potential sentence of 30 years in prison.
Holy shit! 30 years for stealing some chicken wings.
30 years.
Dude, okay. So, first off, she stole from the government.
Right.
Took $1.5 million from us. From the government. I mean, yeah, it's a lot more local tax, so people need to be pissed in Illinois. But, also, now she's gonna fucking get government money because we're gonna put her away for 30 goddamn years, and someone's gonna have to pay for her. This is just a money waste. If anything, you know what I think we need to do with people like this? We need to make them work for free somehow. Go do your job, and every day after your job, you got to do some civil fucking work. And we're going to watch you. And you got 30 years of civil work you got to fucking do. Instead of locking you up, how about you do shit so we don't have to spend money and we can make money off you? You owe us $1.5 million. How you gonna pay that?
So it kind of goes into how she actually did it. The massive fraud began at the height of COVID during a time where students were not allowed to be physically present in school. Even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up.
What a bitch.
Right.
So here's food that the taxes are paying for the people. For the people, right?
Yeah.
And here you are, the administrator, someone whose job it is to look after that. You wanted this leadership. Here's this leadership, right? Here's this responsibility of being a leader. You got to take care of your kids. Every kid in there, is your responsibility to a sense. And your school's like, here, we'll still provide lunch. That way people who kids that couldn't afford the lunch, because if the parents couldn't afford lunch while they were going to school, now during COVID they can't afford lunch.
Right.
We're still going to provide them food. And you're such a cunt. You're such a cunt. You would take it from their fucking mouth. $1.5 million.
Evidently.
What a bitch. What a bitch. How do people like this get in power? Like, it's administrator. She's making a lot of money already being an administrator. There's no reason she would have to struggle other than you got a spending problem, bitch. So,
according to court documents from July 2020 through February 2022, the defendant allegedly placed hundreds of unauthorized orders for food using the school district's account. The bulk contained chicken wing orders, mainly. Through Gordon Food Service. The defendant placed the unsanctioned purchases separately from the district's legitimate orders. Believing that the defendant was authorized to make the purchases, The food service would then bill the school district for the items. The school district did not know until until it had gone over its annual budget by $300,000.
Whoever the accountant, whoever the treasurer.
Oh, they were in on it. They had to be
the
in on it.
treasurer, the accountant, whoever it was in on it. Because there's no way you don't notice buying an extra chicken wings that aren't even on your order. So you're getting a bill, right? Because I deal with this in my job. Right? We have something called an IR, an internal receipt, and we have something called a PO, purchase order. Whenever the company purchases anything, they have to put it on a list to tell me, hey, this is what we purchased. This is what should be on the receipt. Said comes in. I check all the items. Any more, any less, you have to report.
Right.
Because if they send us more items, well, I mean, usually they send me more items, I don't say anything. And we just act like, hey, we didn't get those, we're not paying for them. But on the bill, if they send us more items and they're on the bill and we didn't order those, then we got to go, we're not going to pay for that. I'm sorry, but we didn't order these. You can't just send me mystery stuff and ask me to pay for it.
Right.
Like, that's inflating your numbers. Really, what that is a big business going and looking at their numbers going, oh, they're lower than usual. Let's just send people stuff and see if they buy it.
Yeah.
That's one technique they use. Or someone like this, who's now buying things that are not on a verified order that anyone agreed to. The accountant should look at that, look at the bill and go, well, that's not on our order list.
Yeah.
Well, why the fuck is it here and why are we paying for it?
Yeah, there are numerous people that should have caught the red flag before $300,000.
Yes. I mean, even the lunch ladies who are seeing it getting loaded and signing off on it.
That was the next part here. According to the filing, the defendant would leave with the goods in one of the school district's cargo vans.
Wow.
And then it was never brought to the school or provided to the students.
And used our gas. This bitch.
God.
This bitch used our gas, took our food from our children.
Dude, the main question we should be asking here.
Yeah.
What the fuck did she do with that many chicken wings?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think she had to sell them. She had to sell them to other schools.
Oh, had to.
She ate some, for sure. But, dude, there's no way you're eating all that many.
Dude, after a while, you would get sick of chicken wings.
Bone in or bone out?
It doesn't say. I would assume probably both, but...
If it's bone out, okay, I could eat a lot more of those. But, because then they're like chicken nuggets. They're adult chicken nuggets if they're bone out. But bone in, you're like...
Dude, she was selling them to Buffalo Wild Wings for like
you had
30 cents on the dollar.
And they weren't asking questions.
No.
And Buffalo Wild Wing does taste like lunch, like school food. It sucks.
Yeah.
They're only up to them is their bar selection, but then they charge way too much.
Dude, I would be curious to know what percentage she actually did eat. That would be crazy.
How much did they ever find any more? Did they, like, when they arrested her, did she have any boxes?
No.
Dude, she was selling it somewhere, making extra money.
Had to have, yeah.
Selling it somewhere.
She would not even take it home.
No.
Probably.
No, that's why she's dropping it off in that van.
Yeah.
And she would probably use that van to seem like a legitimate school who had extra selling it.
Dude, don't fucking the school vans have LoJack?
No, not all of them.
You can't.
No.
A Chicago van?
Dude, and here's the thing about Chicago. They get more money from the federal government and their taxes than any other schools. And here's what's done with it. So I just want anyone who sits there and goes, we need to throw more money at things and that's what will fix it. Well, that's had the most money. The Chicago schools have the most money thrown at them and they are not fixed. And shit like this still happens. So like you said, with all the extra money that they're getting, they could afford LoJacks. And it would make sense, wouldn't it? If we're going to track anybody and anything, if we're going to use the technology of being able to fucking find anyone at any time, wouldn't we use it to make sure our kids are safe?
Yep.
And make sure things with our children are going well because they're the future. But no. No, people are stuffing it into their fucking pockets and stealing chicken wings. Thanks, America.
The district's business manager conducted a routine mid-year audit in 2022. So where we were going back with this, it took them 2 years to figure out that she was doing this.
No one said anything?
No one did anything in the 2 years?
Well, dude, you know what? I can't say much because I would sit there and go, man, I can't believe places are ran like this. Maybe, people had to tell certain people that these things are going on and yada yada because it seems so natural when you get to certain areas, right? Like I've worked jobs, you get there and people are doing stuff that's against rules or whatever. We're doing stuff that doesn't really make financial sense, like the people above. And you sit there and you go, man, hasn't anyone told them this? Because this doesn't make sense and it's so natural. Like everyone's doing it. So it's been there so long that it's just a natural part of life. And I'm the one to speak up. And what's funny is there's a lot of people who will not speak up. They'll see all that shit. And I'm not even talking about being a rat and reporting it. Because I wouldn't have just reported her. That's not really the route I would have taken. I would have confronted her. I'd have confronted her face to face like, yo, bitch, why are you trying to take chicken wings?
Out of all the things to take, though, you could have taken the pizza.
You said it yourself. It was it's been growing. It's been growing, and it was probably one of the fastest moving selling items when it came to food.
That's true.
So she probably stole them, going like, oh, I know I could sell these cheap on the black market because the prices are ridiculous.
God damn, dude. If she would have stole a whole bunch of Bosco sticks, that would have been the shit.
It would have been over. I think
maybe that's just in this area.
I think she needs to sell more of those little milk cartons. I kind of miss drinking out of little milk cartons.
Dude, they're too small for me now.
Oh yeah, well, that's what's perfect about them. I like getting the strawberry milk, which I hate strawberry, but I like the strawberry milk.
You fucking weirdo.
Dude, that's because it doesn't. Some of the flavoring does not taste anything like what it says.
Yeah. Well, CJ, you ready for our last article of the night?
Yes, sir. Let's get into it. I'm done with this lady stealing chicken wings. As you know, food is a very sensitive thing at this table.
Evidently. Fucking dinner table, not even lunch.
All right. You do not mess with our food.
Homegrown Monday pizza. Headline reads, woman arrested after not scanning all items at Michigan Walmart self-checkout. Now, this is actually part of a way bigger thing where we were finding out that Walmart can actually track you and facial recognition you when you go to a self-checkout. And you're essentially put into some kind of database, and they're not dumb. There's a lot of money that goes into the self-checkout technology to where it knows how much you're spending and what's going in and what's going on. And it tracks all of it. Yeah, they won't get you as you're going out of the store. That's
it's inciting conflict that's not needed.
Right. Conflict resolution, they get you later, not as it's happening.
Why put the Walmart employees in danger? Let them go do their own thing. It's not going to hurt your day-to-day thing.
Right.
Let the police solve this.
So there is a undesignated dollar amount after a undesignated amount of time, within a certain amount of time, that puts you on some kind of list to where the list generates a warrant for your arrest. And then cops come to your house and arrest you for stealing from self-checkout from Walmart. Now, none of this is very, unsurprising.
Well, I think the big thing is it's surprising that they're actually going through with it.
Yes.
I've known a couple employees at certain stores, maybe like Home Depot or Lowe's or another hardware store.
Something falls off the truck.
Or Walmart or whatever. We won't say a certain name. But they're not allowed to report or deal with that. So, even if they know someone's coming up, and let's say they grab a bunch of insulation and shove a bunch of power tools inside the insulation.
Yeah.
Worth, how much tools are.
Right.
We, as men, well, really as women, you should know how much tools are because you should be buying them for your loved ones.
Or knowing if he's telling you the truth.
Yeah, good point. But they're very expensive because men don't like to buy things very often, so they have to get the money from us when they can.
Yeah, get the good ones.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's like our shoes. That's why our shoes are more expensive because men are going to buy them when they go bad.
Yes.
Not any other time in between. So, I don't know. I see them just trying to make their money.
Listen to this first name. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Police say Teddy Joe.
Teddy Joe?
That's her first name. Teddy Joe. Flilim was caught skipping items as she rang up her purchases at the store in July. When confronted by a loss prevention officer, she allegedly became agitated, denied it, and left.
Yeah.
Funny. I have seen loss prevention people at Walmart. They're just regular people. They actually dress like normal, regular customers and then follow you around the store, just make sure that,
Yeah, they're very annoying. You know what
I was not the one that got hit with it, somebody else that I was with. And I was like, dude, I had nothing to do with it. And he's like, I know. I saw what was going on. You are free to go.
Yeah. They'll do that time to time. They're kind of obvious to tell.
Right.
Because they're watching you.
They are in sports jerseys more often than not.
Yes, they are. They probably have to look professional for their job.
Yeah.
There's probably is a dress code of some sort.
Oh, some type, yeah.
But they are obvious. And dude, I love fucking with them. If I see them, I go, no. You know, act like you're going to put it in your pocket. Nah. Or put it in your pocket for a while, walk a couple steps, and put it somewhere else.
Oh, that's just mean at a retail standpoint.
Well, usually I put it back. But if you're going to watch me, because I'm the type of person, I'm the same. The other day, I was waiting on food at a gas station, and I was looking at their display, and they had everything on the left was supposed to be red. Everything on the right was supposed to be blue or something. Whatever the bottles. I think it was bottles of liquor. One was cherry. One was whatever. And they were all mixed up. So as I waited for my food, I just fixed it.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. You're building your karma back for it.
You got to. Dude, it's a spectrum. You got to keep it in the middle. You can't have too much good. So, that's my thing. When I go, I never get, easy karma points. Don't get plastic bags when you stop at somewhere. If you can. A gas station, whatever. Just don't even get a bag.
I reuse my plastic bags. Does that count?
Yes and no. They just get... I mean... Do you have a bunch just unused right now in a cupboard?
Everybody does, though.
Not me. I can't stand that. That's why I just won't take it. Easy karma points, I ain't fucking with... And then what I get to do is be an ass later and know life will even out.
Well, one of the things that always surprised me, though, about Walmart and their loss prevention thing, it is common knowledge that Walmart increases the prices of everything
because of stolen goods. And that's how they deal with their loss for the year. And that's how most stores. That's why inflation is getting crazy.
Right.
And a lot of it, I have to say, but I wonder how much inflation is in some places like New York and things like that had those big break-ins and everything stolen. And because insurance, see, I used to think insurance was the bad people. But now the more I think about it, insurance doesn't want anything bad to happen. They just want your money.
Right.
So they don't want you to get into a wreck or you to be sick or anything like that because then they have to pay for it.
Right.
So it's everybody else purposely taking money from that company who's fucking us. Just thought it was an interesting thought.
The employee reviewed surveillance and found that Flilim had stolen more than $1,000 worth of merchandise since April by not scanning it. She was arrested in her home September 29th and charged with first-degree retail fraud.
Jeez. I mean, it was just about time. I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner.
Yeah.
It's weird that they went from, okay, don't say anything to anybody, and now they're doing this. That's a weird jump, but it's kind of expected. Oh, what else did you expect? We have cameras now that can send you a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
So...
I didn't get hit with a speeding ticket. I got hit with one. I guess this is a little more believable. The one when I went through a toll road. Mind you, I didn't even want to be on that toll road. It was just how it happened to be.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, by the way, how you get funneled into the wrong part.
Yeah. And then
they're like, oh, yeah.
You have to go through. There's no turning around. Yeah. I did that once. I was on during one of my early pest control. And this company was kind of an asshole, and they wouldn't pay. You would just pay for the tolls, collect a receipt, then they would pay you back in your paycheck. Instead of just having a fast pass in a fucking vehicle.
Yeah, just put a fucking fast pass in.
Put a fast pass in there. No one has to worry. But instead of doing that, anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, in America, certain parts of our roadways are owned by private owners. Therefore, you have to pay for the use.
Yeah.
Hence, toll roads.
Yeah.
As fucking weird as that is. But, so these toll roads are not very much. They're usually a couple, like $1 or something.
Depending on how far you go. If you go across a big state, sometimes it'll be, $40 or $50.
True.
Yeah.
So it can be a lot. But the one day I drove on there, and I got funneled in like you did. Nothing I could do. They would not let me turn around, and I had no change. I had my card, but they didn't take card at the time.
Right. Yeah, they take your license,
What they
and then
do
they
is,
send you a bill.
They send you a bill for 10 times the amount. So where it was like,
instead
of paying $2, I had to pay like $23.
Right.
Because it was a late charge or something. God forbid they had to send me a piece of mail.
Right. They send it to you past the time anyways.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to, when I had to pay I wanted to pay online. Then you get a $5 charge for paying online. You get a $5 charge for paying late. You get a $5 charge for doing their thing online. You get a $5 charge for using a card. You get a $5 charge for not having the money at the certain time when it happened. Then you get the $5 charge for actually fucking using the road.
Yes. So by the end of it, it's instead of paying $2, I paid $23. Then my company got mad. Well, why did you pay this much for? What do you want me to do? I didn't have change. You didn't have a pass or what do you want? Yeah, there needs to be another option. That's kind of robbery, highway robbery.
A representative from Walmart said that a legal representative from Walmart will likely contact you at some point down the road where they will make you pay restitution if you are caught.
Like a prostitute.
If you don't cooperate at that point, you will likely be taken to court, and it just goes downhill from there. Pay the restitution, learn, and move on with your life. I mean, they have a point. If you are going to steal, then you're going to pay for it regardless.
See, I don't think so. I do not think that. I think the downfall of not having a worker watch who takes what out of your store is some people might steal.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be that asshole that steals.
I think it goes both ways. I think, dude, I don't think you should be able to tape people, watch them do wrong, and then fucking race them down at their house, open their door, and arrest them. That seems like a lot.
So then don't go to that store.
That seems like a lot for taking like milk. Maybe someone needed milk for their kid or forgot to scan some shit. It just seems like a lot of mistakes could happen this way. If you want things done a certain way, hire somebody, teach them, and then teach your customers.
Okay, but there is a certain amount and a certain amount of time that whatever that amount gets forgiven. So if you run through and you're doing all your groceries and you happen to forget your milk, they're not going to call the cops over that for you because you haven't gone over this certain time and you haven't gone over this certain limit.
But how long does this limit last?
Probably only representatives from Walmart will know that entire thing. Regardless, it's not that you forgot to scan the milk that they're going to do that. That one they write off that, they lost the milk. That one's not a big one. But if you take a $600 TV and forget to scan it, or one of the big things that they were talking about is you swap the barcodes. Like your barcode, you scan a thing of milk, but move the giant TV thing across. That's a big problem too.
Gotcha.
People like that should get in trouble for trying to steal.
I agree. I just don't think that we should lock them up, though. I think that's my biggest problem, is because just by locking them up, we're just wasting more money. It teaches no one anything.
Well, they're giving you the easy solution. The easy solution is somebody will call you and say, hey, we got you stealing this. It's okay. Pay us back for it.
I mean, I like that. I think
before it even goes to the court, just pay us back.
Well, you know what? Well, then at that point, Walmart's done everything it can.
Right.
At that point,
you are so stubborn and you stole in the first place.
You're a jackass. I still don't want to spend money on you to live in a cell. But I think you need to do, I think community service needs to be pointed out a lot more. And I don't give a fuck if I'm driving, I see a bunch of people in chains picking up trash.
Because your community service worked out so well.
No one watched it.
I know.
What the fuck was up with that? But trash did go to the trash bin because of me. So what if it was my trash at home?
I don't know whether there's a
statute of limitations. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is. Where I'm done. They let me go because of good behavior.
Okay.
They can't bring me back because of it.
Okay.
They're like, sir, you're done because of good behavior, not because of my chores, because I behaved well. Actually, it says because of military reasons, which was illegal, which is why I got kicked out of the military.
Yeah.
You're not allowed off probation early because of join the military when I was going in. They did. They said it in court. It was on the court papers. So,
That's when I ruined your life.
So,
there wasn't a no there.
so what happened was, I was in there doing my thing, and when I was about to ship off, they were like, "Hey, we relooked." Yeah, they relooked at my paperwork. Went, "Hey, this ain't legal." They gave me an honorable discharge because nothing I did. It's not like I behaved unwell. So that was it. But at the end of the day, it's not like they can get back at me for it because they literally did something illegal. What are you gonna, sir? You let me off because of illegal reasons. How are you gonna come back at me for something that you did that was illegal? I could have still been doing community service, sir.
Yeah.
But those guys are cool. They drove me around on a cop boat. My last day, they drove me around on a cop boat. It was sweet.
Speaking of the cool wind on your hair, we have weather. Thank you, Drew and CJ. Yeah, as you can see, it's very bright and sunny outside today. It was a little cold earlier on in the week, but I guess Mother Nature just hasn't decided what she has in store for us.
Hey, fat ass! Can't you see it's snowing?
Oh, what's that? Oh, you want to be famous? All right, I got a forecast of these hands for you. Give me a second. Back to you.
He's an interesting fellow.
I feel that. I feel it right here.
Yeah. I hate PA.
Yeah.
Well, we should just call it hard nipple season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine's outie season.
Yeah, finally. Your one nipple does come out. Finally. Yeah. Usually it tucks in, but it's thought shadow.
That's on our OnlyFans.
That's on our own. Come see if Drew's nipple finds its shadow.
Hey, some people like boobs, some people like butts, some people like feet. If you're one of those people that likes nipples, you know where to go.
You know where to go. So, what's our last? Was that our last story?
That was our last story, bud.
Awesome. So it's time for the plug.
Plug me in.
It's time for the little plug. Little plug.
You're the outlet. I'm the plug.
And now we know the wear jackets. Because George Porridge there told us what.
I'm the plug.
Oh, so I'm the socket?
Yeah.
No. No. I refuse to be the socket.
Do you want to be one of each?
Okay. I'll do one of those. Okay, on camera real quick, then we're Okay,
it's like a Dutch rudder.
A Dutch rudder. See? You're moving my arm, so it's not gay, but I'm not beating myself off.
It's like gray area.
Very gray. Until it touches you. Then what? If it gets on your knee,
then it's white.
Then you are a part of it.
Then it's white.
Yeah, you were a part of it. Just plug this shit so we can get out of here.
We're on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts at the Lunch Table PBJ. That might be how you're watching us, listening to us right now. If that's how you're listening to us right now, keep doing that.
Go ahead.
Super important.
Doing that.
Yeah.
You didn't say it that way this time. So
No.
I had to go ahead and doing that.
We're on YouTube at the Lunch Table PBJ. That might be how you're watching us right now. If you are, go ahead and doing that. We've been trying to have some cool things come up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little more fun.
Trying to stretch. Drew's really stretching his editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're editing.
The amount of time that it takes goes up significantly. So the amount of good feelings and feedback I get from it, those should go up too.
Exactly.
CJ can only take me so far.
Talking about good feedback, make sure to like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. There's a little bell down there if you want to be notified when we release. Like this episode, last week's episode, sometimes things happen and it gets released at different times. It's still close to what we want, but if you just want to make sure to always know what we're releasing and when,
right,
click that fucking bell.
We're on Twitter at LunchTablePBJ. If you want to stay up to date on things that we're doing as well as take care of some of our polls, that's the way that you can do it. You can also do some of our polls on Spotify if that is one of the way that you would like to do it.
I like it when you take care of my poll.
We're on Facebook,
He's like, let me step right on
Instagram, and TikTok at the Lunch Table PBJ, as well as Facebook at our fan page, The Munchies, if you want to stay up to date again on any of the stuff that we're doing, as well as any of the other cool stuff that we're doing off to the side that you might not see in the episode or hear about it in the episode. That's the way to do it. That's the way to find out what's going on.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the little black bag that your girlfriend keeps in the car that you don't really know what goes on in there.
Yeah.
There's a chapstick in there. There's a Lunch Table podcast in there.
It's our blue sack from our blue sack days.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where we put it. But
and lastly, we're on Patreon at the Lunch Table PBJ. If you want to be that person that gives a little bit extra, if you want to be the person that goes above and beyond, just like Buzz Lightyear, that's the way to do it.
And I heard the euro's higher than the dollar, so saying.
Yep.
I'm just saying for all of our friends there in the UK that watch. Which, like I said, we said this on the last episode, we got a decent following over
Right.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I apologize for all those times I said God save the Queen. Because it's a king now. God save the king.
Yeah.
It took a little while to get to us.
Yeah, we're across the pond. Forgive us. And America's slow learning.
Right.
So.
We have so many different hoaxes that who knows if things are right or wrong. We have to let it simmer for a little while before we take it to truth.
If it keeps getting repeated, we know it. Oh, man. Well, Drew?
Well, CJ?
Do you have any advice for the people this week?
No, that's not my thing. I don't know why people keep trying to ask me for advice. If you want advice, I'll have it on Patreon.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad way to put it. If you guys want, if you want to ask us anything for advice, we'll go ahead, Drew, we'll answer it on Patreon. That's actually a very smart thing. I do want to say one thing before we get out of here.
Oh, God.
Yep, here it comes. Here it comes.
Do it.
Make sure you know who your target is. Make sure you know what you're targeting and what you're aiming for before you get to a place you don't have a plan and your thumb's up your butt. Drew and I have done that many a times.
If you are going to do that, don't wear your favorite sneakers.
Yeah, don't wear your favorite sneakers to B&E.
Wear your second favorite pair of sneakers.
Yeah, you're... Okay, we're old. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
All right, thanks for stopping. Drew, thanks for being you.
Peace. Uh-oh.